Okay, guys, Jason Tapa in the comment section here brings up a really good point. Hold on, I'm about to get some reverb, so let me stop this real quick. Have you ever thought about the essence of evil? What is evil? What defines evil? All I can think of in this realm is evil is doing something to somebody that you wouldn't want done to yourself. That is the essence of evil. You can't think of anything more evil. You're just out there minding your own business, leaving other people alone, living at peace, being innocent, going about your business, and then somebody comes in and invades your life and just asks you a simple question. Who are you? Where are you going? Where do you live? Where are you coming from? And then making you answer those questions. That's what we're going to talk about today. Jason Tapa, you bring up a good point. You said if 100,000 subscriber channel got a whole lot of people together, we could change things. Getting together in one city. But what happens after you leave? See, the solution is you have to change in your own mind. You have to determine in your own mind what morality and immorality is, what good is and what evil is. If you determine and you figure out what that is, and it's simply doing something to somebody else that you wouldn't want done to you. I mean, I know people are going, oh man, you're always harping about this golden rule. Let me turn this air down. I don't know why it just came on. It's blowing right on the camera. I'm about to leave. I got everything ready to catch my flight back to, it's going to go from Richmond to Philly back to Fayetteville. All right, so Jason, here's the deal. The way we change this world is by you changing you, and then you setting brush fires of freedom in your area. See, out here at the Capitol in Virginia, everybody got together and they had this big show of force. And I'm going to talk about that in a following video. But they got together. They were all united on a cause. They showed force. They showed how peaceful they could be and well armed at the same time. And then everybody went to their own homes. What happened? Democrats are still going to try to pass their laws. It didn't affect them. So it's about you staying in your city and changing your city as you and others fan out and stay there. So the solution is you change you. And then when you get changed and you get fired up about freedom and you get stoked about liberty, that's what changes, because that's how it happens. That's why Samuel Adams said it's not the majority who will prevail, but the irate and tireless minority who are keen on setting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. If you get it in you, it will spill out to other people. For example, when I landed in Philly, I am not exaggerating, guys. No black person would talk to me. It was basically, I was, hey man, how you doing? It's like, oh God, a white person. That was literally not just from one person, not just from two people, a whole grip of people treated me like that. But I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. They have the right to discriminate against me. I'm not, well, what am I going to do? Get offended and go have third party government get involved and make them not discriminate against me? I was thinking about this today when I was working out. If you always hear you can't legislate morality. If you try to legislate morality and it gets legislated, and then people by mandate become moral, well, morality by mandate is not morality. Morality it springs from your heart. It doesn't spring from the pens of politicians. Politicians can't make a law and enforcers enact that law, and then you all of a sudden become this non-discriminatory person. It doesn't work like that. That's not real world. Government will never make anything better. You got the Civil Rights Act and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, Civil Rights Act, non-discrimination by mandate. Oh, that really works out well. That changes people. I did a video one time where I said, if I walk into a hamburger shop that's owned by a black family, and they literally say to me, we don't serve white folks here. We just serve black folks. You can hit the road. They can do whatever they want. What am I going to do? Get offended? Go find the nearest policeman and tell that black guy to make me a sandwich, or tell that cop to tell the black guy to make me a sandwich? Make me a hamburger. I demand service. You don't discriminate against me. I am somebody. No, man. If people are going to discriminate, they're going to discriminate. You don't get the heavy hand of government involved in that. That makes nothing better and everything worse. So the picture So I hope I answered your question, Jason. It's not the solution is do to you, do to others what you would want done to you. That is literally the solution. And then when you identify what evil and morality is, that doing something to somebody else you wouldn't want done to yourself, or not doing something to somebody you wouldn't want done to yourself, that is the answer. That is the solution. And then when that spreads like wildfire, and then you get to the point where I'm sitting down with Joe Cool and Liberty Bird and Chuck Bronson at lunch and Ahmed, and just talking about these things of liberty and uniting. And then when we go out, when Joe Cool goes back to Chicago and Liberty Bird goes back to Colorado, and Chuck goes, I can't remember where Chuck's from, but everybody goes to their own home and they set their brush fires of freedom, and they start uniting people, and they get coalesced around liberty and the definition of what evil really is, what tyranny really is, most of which is wrought by the hands of the Zionist international banking cartels and using the political puppets and the political system to get what they want. Then we can affect change. That's how we do it. See, government is what got us into $23 trillion worth of debt, $150 trillion if you count unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare. So I wanted to just address your question there, Jason. I mean, it's a good question, man. Let me pause this and talk about, oh yeah, this is this Washington monument thing. If you haven't seen that video, check out the last video. It's just ridiculous what these guys did. Let's see, where is this? Okay, here's what I was talking about today. This guy's name right here is Senator Stephen Meredith. Now, this is happening in Kentucky, but guys, this is an American thing. We are Kentucky. Like we were saying the other day, we are Virginia. Don't just think, oh, this problem's just going to happen in Virginia, or this problem's going to happen right here in Kentucky, and it's not going to affect me. Guys, when tyranny sparks, it sets a wildfire that will not and cannot be contained when it gets too big. So here, this is from the Lexington Herald Leader, and I can't remember. Somebody sent me this email. Thank you for that. I'll try to find out who you were and give you a shout out. I got it pulled up on my email here, but I don't want to dox somebody and give their first and last name. Who are you and where are you going? Answer or be detained under Kentucky Senate bill. Here's the Senate bill right here. It's Senate Bill 89. And I'm sorry, I'm not doing this on my laptop because I don't have my Yeti mic, and this cell phone, believe it or not, this cell phone camera mic sounds way better than my system mic. So I'm doing this for audio purposes mainly. Bill Request 1194, brought to you by Senator Meredith. So what is this bill? What is this? Here's what the Lexington Kentucky Herald says. What is it called? Lexington Herald Leader. A bill pending in the Kentucky Senate would give police new powers. New powers. Yeah, that's what we need the police to have, is new powers. They don't have enough power for the drug war. They don't have enough power for civil asset forfeiture. They don't have enough power knocking people off in hotel rooms and throwing people out of their cars and rifling through their stuff. We need cops to have new powers to stop people on the street and demand that they identify themselves and explain their actions, drawing criticism, of course, from civil rights lawyers. God, I can't stand when lawyers have to get involved. Who say thanks Jim, who say that would be an unconstitutional device likely used against minority groups. You think? It wouldn't just be used against minority groups. It'd be used against anybody that the police just wanted to exert their power and authority over. It's just power tripping, guys. Power tripping 101 right here. Under Senate Bill 89, if a police officer, and let me blow this up so you can see it better. Sorry, I didn't realize it was that small. Accept cookies. Yeah. Is there no opt-out? Where's the opt-out for that? Jeez. Under Senate bill, can you guys see that okay? I'll try to blow it up a little bit more. Let me see. Let me get this off of there. Reading from right here. Under Senate Bill 89, if a police officer suspects someone in a public place is involved in criminal activity or is about to commit a crime, the officer could stop that person, demand his name, home address, and age. as well as ask to see his driver's license if he has one, and tell him to explain what he's presently doing to the satisfaction of the officer. Now, we've seen this abused, but they want to take it one step higher. Anyone who refuses to cooperate with police could be detained for up to 2 hours. Imagine you're about to go to work and the cops are just going to detain you because they want to, and you know they will. You know there's just opening the doors wide. It's the floodgates wide for abuse right here. That detention would not be considered an arrest. That is BS. That's semantic BS. Am I being arrested? No, we're just detaining you. That's an arrest, guys. When they interfere with your rite of passage in this life, when they tamper with your time, when they detain you, you are being arrested. Am I being detained or am I free to go? Look, if they're holding you up in any way, you are being arrested, and the implication is there. The implied threat of force is ever present when you're involved in a police officer interaction, guys. Your life is literally on the line in any officer interaction. So the person would not have the right to call an attorney, and no official record would be made of the detention. Yeah, BS. That's BS. No official record would be made of the detention. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. That's going to go in some logbook, some database somewhere. Senator Stephen Meredith, that's this guy, guys. Remember his mug. Remember his unconstitutional. He's a Republican too, by the way. He's got an R by his name. He's a Republicrat. Same as the Demoplicans. Yeah, it looks like Ted Knight, doesn't he? Senator Stephen Meredith, enemy of Kentucky. Enemy of Kentucky. Senator Stephen Meredith from Litchfield said Grayson County law enforcement officials asked him for the bill after a number of local incidents showed the need for it. What did Daniel Webster say? Or who is it? William Pitt the Younger? Necessity is the plea. We need it. For every infringement, we need it. Necessity is the plea for every infringement of human freedoms. It's the argument of tyrants like this guy. It's the creed of slaves. We need you to keep us safe. Please, please keep us safe. Please enact laws so that you can detain me without cause, so that you can arrest me without cause. In one case, a man who lurked outside of an apartment complex, prompting concerned residents to call police, refused to tell the responding officers who he was or why he was there, Meredith said. He simply walked away. So because this one guy did this, we need a broad brush law that beefs up police powers. BS. He simply walked away, and later police discovered the man's identity and realized he had several outstanding arrest warrants. Yeah, for what? For just having a plant that the politicians said you couldn't have? And the law enforcers go all rogue on you and throw you in jail because you have a bag of dried plant matter? It's unconscionable. Meredith said in an interview, if a man acts suspicious, who's going to determine that you're acting suspicious? Hey, you acted suspicious when you pulled your wallet out of your pocket. You sure you don't have a firearm? Hey, you act suspicious when you pulled up to that gas pump. You were looking around. Yeah, I was trying to be safe. Well, we determined you were being suspicious. Hey, you looked real suspicious there when you were riding your skateboard down the street. Was I doing anything wrong, officer? No, but you were acting real suspicious. Guys, floodgates wide open here. And then Meredith says, I can't imagine any legitimate reason in the world why a person would refuse to give their name and photo identification to a police officer if they were asked. Who the frick is this guy? I'm going to read that again, guys. I can't imagine any legitimate reason in the world why a person would refuse to give their name and photo identification to a to a Gestapo, a police officer if they were asked. Dude, this is one of those examples of, I think the guy knows what he's doing. And he's got buddies in the Thin Blue Line cult, and he's probably a member of the local Freemason Lodge, and they're all drinking one night, and they're going, you know what? You're a senator. Let's just see if we can push this bill, because we need more power in the police station. All right, I'm going to try to pass this bill. Let's call it Senate Bill 89. That's just BS, man. BS. Critics say Meredith's bill would violate the Fourth Amendment's protection against unreasonable searches and seizures. You think? You think it would? And the Fifth Amendment's protection against self-incrimination. These guys don't care about the Constitution. They don't give a damn about the Bill of Rights. They don't care about your rights. They want to increase power and increase notoriety and increase wealth for themselves. Period. Peace. Yeah, POS. Who said that? Somebody, Saul Lipschitz said another Freemason piece of shit. Yep. Couldn't agree more. Police officers already have the right to approach people. Oh wait, this is the guy. This is the newspaper talking. Police officers already have the right to approach people on the street and ask their names. You know what? Really, they don't. That's not a right. You don't have that. You don't have more. You don't have that right, so they don't have that right. Nobody has a higher claim over your life and property than you, and badges and funny-looking costume uniforms don't grant special rights, and neither does being in the thin blue line cult. You don't have special rights over other people because you're a member of the thin blue line. You can't walk up to somebody and imagine this. Next time you're walking down the street, just stop a random person for no reason. Just say, ma'am, you're looking awful suspicious. I need to know your name and see your ID. They look at you like, who the frick? Guys, can you imagine that? Imagine, why don't you just try it and record it? Have a body cam, just a secret recording, and just ask people for their IDs. Ask them where they're coming from, where they're going, what they plan to do today. Remember that it was a Canada checkpoint video that I did about 3 years ago. It's like, where are you going? We're going shopping. What stores are you going in? I don't know. When me and my wife go shopping, we just go to different stores. You know, they were coming from Canada into, I think, Buffalo, somewhere in New York. What are you going to do? How much money are you going to spend? Just asking all these questions you don't have the answers to. And if you don't satisfy their curiosity and the way they want to be satisfied, oh, you're going down. You're going down. They separate them. The guy's recording the whole thing on his phone. He's got the thing recorded, and the cops don't know they're being recorded, and it's completely ridiculous. So you try that. You try to do what cops do, and you're going to find your ass in jail, rightly so, as a nuisance to society. But somehow you can be a nuisance to society because you got a uniform, a badge, and a gun, and come with the authority of the state. Give me a break. Antichrist says, always record people. Yes, I could not agree more. Always record. Wise words from Antichrist. Antichrist says, always record, and I agree. Yeah, he is a POS politician. If police can show reasonable suspicion that someone is carrying a deadly weapon, they can proceed to frisk that person. Just a deadly weapon. They make things. Just say, why not just say weapon? All weapons can be deadly. But they cannot detain people simply for not identifying themselves or explaining their activities, said this person, to the satisfaction of the officer. The whole section of the bill on detention, they can call it whatever they want. And I like what this person says right here. The whole section of the bill on detention, they can call it whatever they want, but Supreme Court case law is pretty clear. Who cares about that? I don't give a damn about Supreme Court case law. I care about reality. I don't need black robed tyrants telling me what's right and what's wrong. We all know what's right and what's wrong. It's pretty clear that an arrest is not determined by whether you call it an arrest. It's determined by the restraint you place on somebody's liberty. Amen. You can call it a detention over an arrest all you want to, but the bottom line is you officer are cutting into my time. I want to just be free to go my way, and you're not letting me. Therefore, you can call it an arrest or a detainment. It's the same damn thing, practically speaking. Yeah, somebody said ban hands. Hands and feet have killed more people than, I think, knives and long rifles and blunt instruments put together. How are you going to do that? How are you going to ban those deadly weapons? This person said, if you put someone in the back of a police car, if you take them down to the police station, or if you otherwise refuse to let them go their way, that's an arrest. And in our country, you cannot do that without probable cause. And it's got to be articulable probable cause. They have to demonstrate why they suspect you of committing a crime. It's not just, because we say so. It has to be demonstrable. This person who lobbies for Frankfurt Kentucky Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers said the police in Meredith Senate District had a legitimate recourse for the man lurking outside the apartment complex for an extended period of time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the reason. Necessity is the plea for every infringement of human freedoms. It's the argument of tyrants. It's the creed of slaves. That's not just a cliche. That is true. Think about it. What did Daniel Webster say? He said, good intentions will always be pleaded for every assumption of authority. And then he said, it's hardly too strong to say that the Constitution was made to guard the people against the dangers of good intentions. There are men in all ages who mean to govern well, but they mean to govern. They promise to be good masters, but they mean to be your masters. See this? It's for your safety. It's for your own good. It's for society. It's just a freaking facade excuse to gain more power, to gain more wealth, to gain more notoriety for the puppet masters, which they're actually not even the puppet masters. They're the puppets on the string, and you are their subjects. They expect you to act like they're slaves. They expect you to answer, who are you? Where you go? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? What's your business? What's in your car? You mind if I search? Oh, you do? Well, you must have something to hide. You damn right, buddy. I do have something to hide. I don't answer to you. I'm a free man. Am I a free man? Oh, did I somehow slip off across the border into Mexico? Am I in China now? Did I transport somehow into China? And now I've lost all of my individual rights? See, even you people in China, North Korea, you're human beings like we in America. You have just as many rights and freedoms as we have. It's just that we have to play the game of fiction in our life of reality. And if we don't play according to the rules of the fiction, and the people who believe and buy into that fiction, the state is that great fiction by which everyone seeks to live at the expense of everyone else, said Bastiat, which is absolutely true. If you don't play according to the fictitious rules, you go down and you get thrown into the cage. So you got to be real careful in this reality how you play the game, unfortunately, because the people who hold the cards have to be dealt with according to the fiction, unfortunately. And that's where setting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men comes in. So the bill, guys, is Senate Bill 89. I'm not sure. I'm sorry I didn't pull up how to contact this guy. I'm sure there's contact information on how to get a hold of Senator Stephen Meredith. But what if we shared this video right here and Senator Stephen Meredith, by the way, any of my mods in the room, if you guys can pull up this guy's information, just let's blast him with phone calls, Hey, keep it respectful, guys. No threats of violence or anything like that. That's not necessary. What if you got calls from California, from Massachusetts, from New Hampshire? What if you got calls from Florida and Maine and Texas and New Mexico? What if you got calls from Montana? What if you got calls from Brazil and Canada and Mexico and the UK? What if you got cards and letters and emails, thousands of them just piling into his office saying SB 89 is BS? It shouldn't be SB 89. It should be BS 89. If you're late to this Kentucky bill, Senate Bill 89 seeks to detain people in the state of Kentucky and mandate that they tell any law enforcement officer for any reason who they are, where they're going, where they're coming from, and answer any of their bogus questions. It's just BS. Thanks for joining me, guys. The reason I had to do this live stream, I was just going to put together a regular video, but I didn't have time for a video to render. I'm waiting for. I gotta head down to the airport here, and holy mackerel, I gotta leave in 15 minutes. So I gotta get going here. Let me call out some super chats real quick. Shoot, let me see. All right, let me do it. That's going to take too long. Hey, what's up, Timo Idner? Thanks, man, for the super chat. And Snapzilla Gorilla. Trump wants to expand police powers too. Yeah, Trump wants a national. I don't know if anybody knows this, and I've talked about this a couple times, but it's been a while. Trump wants a federalized police force. Like we don't have a federalized police force. I was going to do a video on this guy who got a visit from the FBI because he was walking around Virginia, just kind of scoping out the territory. Got a visit from the FBI. If you guys want me to do a video on that, just give me a 1. Brant Green. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you, Brant. If I just call out the name and don't say what they wrote, they didn't write anything. Jim St. Armor. Hey, man, what's up? Sorry you had to deal with that crap in DC yesterday. I found it ironic that you were being surveilled while walking down Constitution. I thought about that same thing. Walking down Constitution Avenue. Let it sink in, guys. I'm walking down Constitution. Oh, I didn't even tell you this. I parked on Constitution Avenue, paid my parking fee, and got here. Let me get my wallet out. You want to see what it cost me to park on Constitution Avenue, guys? Check this out. I got 2 tickets. They towed my car. Look at this. I paid the parking thing and did this app deal, and I'll give you the details about this later. But look at this. This amount right here, it cost me $100. Can you see that? It cost me $100 for this one. I got 2 tickets. Look at this. I got 2 tickets from the District of Columbia, notice of infraction, to park on Constitution Avenue. You can even see where I was parked. Let's see, where does it say? Yeah, here it is. Look, see Constitution Avenue right there. I was on the 1600 block of Constitution Avenue, paid my parking thing, asked the people in the Smithsonian, because I had this, it was a parking app. I said, hey, can I re-energize this thing? Because I parked for 3 hours. It says not stopping traffic specific hours. And I asked the people in the Smithsonian, I said, hey guys, you guys are from here. Can I just redo this thing and reset it for another 3 hours? And they go, yeah, no problem. You just have to let it wind down to 0, and then they'll let you do it again. And I'm standing at the guy's desk saying, okay, I'll just redo it when it's at 0. Keep in mind, I'm at the Smithsonian. Where I parked would take me with a brisk walk. It would take me 15 to 17 minutes to get there. When I found out that I could not, when the app reset, when it went to 0, I tried to re-sign it. They said rejected. You can't do it. And I was like, holy crap! I'm parked out there now. I have no cover. So I run out there as fast as I can. My car's gone. I have to talk to a cop. He doesn't know what to do or the number to call. I call 311 information. By that time, they give me a $50 fine and a $100 fine. It cost me $150, Jim St. Armor, to park on Constitution Avenue in Washington's District of Criminals. I couldn't get out of there fast enough, guys. Could not get out of there fast enough. So thanks for that super chat, man. I can't even believe it. And not only that, the people who told me where my car was, that I typed it in Google, and it took me the exact wrong it took me a mile and 1/8 out of the way. So I had to walk back that mile and 1/8 plus another mile to find my car on 1700 block of Avenue D. It was ridiculous. So thanks Jim. Thanks, Timo. I couldn't even believe it, man. I was like, I'm never going to find when I couldn't find my car the first time, because she told me it was at the 1700 block of D, and I went there. It was just crazy. Thomas Bryan says, $20 to go back and screw with those cops some more. Just kidding. Thank you for what you do. Stay safe. Just saying. Hey, man, thank you, Thomas Bryan. That means a lot, guys. Thank you so much for the support. The conditioning has been effective, says Tony O-Face Pro. Yep, it's true. It truly has. It's effective every single day. You can see it. Your friendly neighborhood dealer says people call the politicians' opinions law. Oh, yeah. People call the politicians' opinions law. Gravity is a law, not immorality and infringements. Totally agree, man. Well said. Just going through the super chats, guys. Sorry for the tapping on the phone. I'm on kind of a time crunch right now. Cynthia Nelson says, keep up the good work, Brian. Your reporting style is great. Thank you so much, Cynthia. That's super humbling. Ellie says, may I ask, yesterday you said we all make mistakes. Do you think you ever painted the popo in an exaggerated way? No expectation of privacy in public? No, because there is no expectation of privacy in public. I did make a mistake, though. I said that I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm not a citizen. You're not a citizen. We're not subjects of a corporate entity, which is what citizenship is. So yeah, we all make mistakes. But no, I did not exaggerate the guys in any way. I had a green light sign, and they were telling me against the signage that I couldn't carry a camera in a secured position as I was being surveilled by their government cameras. It was truly ridiculous. And he didn't have an answer. He even actually, but their secondary law conflicts with their primary law. It's all just a convoluted bunch of BS. I got more to say about that later, though. Thank you, Ellie. Earthly Springfield says, "Where are your papers, Germansch?" German for person. I know. Where are your papers? I need your papers. If you don't have your papers, you go to jail. Thanks, American Warrior. Going through super chats. Finding super. It's just hard on the phone, guys. Here we go. Here's another one. Jeff says, I just watched the monument video. How is a glass building supposed to be secure from filming? Exactly. You can film everything in that secure perimeter up to the screening center where you got to take your bag off and it goes through the x-ray machine. You can see everything through the glass. It's crazy. Not only that, the thing that really rubs me the wrong way is that they can film you. They're saying we can film you, but you can't film us. Oh, really? We have more rights than you. Jonathan Page, thanks, man, for that. Did I call your name out, man? Who asked that question? Jeff. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Hey, Thomas Bryan. Come on, guys. Thomas, thanks, man. If you guys are talking about this, if you want to, I really appreciate it, man. What kills me is when I see super chats and I know that automatically YouTube's usurious, crazy algorithm machine is going to take 30% from you guys off the top. Thank you very much, James Bryan. That definitely covers this $50 ticket right here. I cannot even believe. I mean, I can't even underline or underscore or highlight or bold or italicize the irony of getting extorted for $50 and $100 from on Constitution Avenue in the supposed land of the free. Thank you, man. I don't even know what to say about that, Thomas Bryan. Thank you. I was just shaking my head trying to get out of DC. And just as a closing note, because this is 32 minutes long already, and I gotta hit the road. As a closing note, thanks guys. You gotta stop. I gotta go. Sassy Frass, thank you so much for that super chat. I was looking out my rearview mirror. I was followed by a cop for probably about 3 miles, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? Because in DC, when cops follow you around, when cops are out on the street, they have this blue bar. It's a LED bar. You can tell it's a cop, which I think is pretty cool because you can identify where the cops are. You don't have to guess, hey, is that a cop's lights behind me? You know it's a cop. So I couldn't get out of there fast enough. But I want to thank you guys. Before I leave Virginia, I'm only in this room. I only did what I did out there at the state capitol because of you guys. This was a team effort. This is us. None of us is greater than all of us, and I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So I got to catch a flight. I'm going to Philly, and then I'm going back to Fayetteville, and then I'm gonna see my baby. I appreciate every one of you guys. If I see anything interesting along the way, I'll definitely post that. By the way, I did go to Comet Pizza last night, and I'll fill you in on that later. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Remember, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance, and indifference to this notion is the means by which the people will and have secured their own oppression. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.